Hey everybody, Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. How's everybody doing today? I'm doing pretty good. That funny noise you're hearing in the background there, that's the 3D printer finishing up a print. And in one of my last videos, I was discussing how let me close this door here, quiet it down a little bit. I was discussing how the quality of the 3D prints was not up to snuff anymore. It would go about halfway up the print, and it would fail. It would start printing out little blobs of stuff on the parts. And at first, I thought it was the part, the actual part itself, because I've never had any problems with this printer before that I couldn't diagnose in 5 or 10 minutes. So I thought, it couldn't have blown anything up because there was no smoke that came out of it. We all know that when you release the magic smoke, bad things happen. So uh, no magic smoke has come out of this printer in a long time. So ever since the first day I got it, uh, so I'm not thinking that it was that. So I started searching on Reddit and searching around the internet for answers to my problem. Why is there little blobs printing on half of my prints? And I found a lot of answers. And unfortunately, all the answers that I found were not the correct ones. And a lot of people are very, very quick to say, your filament is wet. No, this room here is my shop, and it's kept at a certain humidity for all the wood projects that I do. So it's not that, okay? It's really not. I've never had a problem with humidity in my prints, never once. I've owned this printer for more than 5 years now, so uh, it's not that. And then I had people saying that it was the temperature I was printing at, which I thought it could be that because I was printing at 215, which is within the range of this PLA plus filament, but at the top of the range. Because I like my prints to be a little smoother and a little bit more connected. I don't like that layery kind of look. I like it to be a little more melted and smooth, which most people prefer that. Uh, anyways, I turned the printer temperature down, print head temperature, in the slicing settings, and set it to 205, which is right at the lower end of the range. Range goes from 200 to say 220 or 225, something like that. So I put it at 205, and I tried another print, and it did the same exact thing. So it was not the temperature. So after reading all these suggestions, and I was reading about the SD card. Somebody was saying that if you have a slow SD card, it might interfere with the printing. But I've always used these kind of cards right here. I've never once had a problem, and I've run print jobs much bigger than this before and never had a problem. I've run print jobs on this machine over here with a 3D printer head hooked up instead of that router, and I've run jobs that took 16 hours to run, and I never once had a problem. Uh, it just started happening. I don't know why it all of a sudden started happening. So, uh, no unforeseeable reason. I didn't make any changes or do anything to it that I know of, that I could remember at the time. So then I started pursuing other things, and I said, well, I don't want to really spend too much time on this. If I have to, you know, get another 3D printer, I guess I'll just do that because this one is, it's getting old, but it still prints very good. I put a lot of time and money into this printer too, so I don't want to get rid of it that easy. And it does have a nice case for printing ABS and things like that, and it is, reputable quality. So, anyways, yeah, I was looking for the answers to my situation, and I couldn't find them easily, and I just thought that no, something doesn't seem right. Then I stumbled across a setting within this program right here. So before I started taking my machine apart or destroying the filament or drying it or messing around with too many settings, I don't want to change anything because it was printing very, very good before this all started happening, maybe about 2 weeks ago. So I started thinking to myself, what would a good troubleshooting person do when they wanted to figure out the problem? They would not go to the hardware first. They would attempt to do the software because the software would be much easier. So I started thinking, what could cause this problem? Then I started thinking, when it draws a 3D image of all the layers printing on a computer like this that only has, say, 3 gigs of memory or 2 gigs of memory, that video processing eats up so much of the computer's processing power that it can no longer transmit the proper code over USB right here, USB cable going right into the printer. And yeah, so it wouldn't have anything to do with the SD card, would it? It would be all on this machine. Now, if the program ran before perfectly fine and you didn't change anything in the program, why would it do that? Well, we went in here, and I think it's under config or something like that, and under settings. And if you go in there, let's see if I can show you here real quick. My job is done. Let's see, printer settings. No, that's not it. That's not the one. It's preferences, I guess. So let's go up here. Preferences. Yeah, and then you go in here, basic settings. Okay? Now, when you're in basic settings, you're going to see this right here. I don't know if you can read that. I don't know if my camera's focusing in too good on that. Let's see if we can do that. Disable quality resolution. I came in here and I looked, and that box was checked mysteriously. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, disable quality resolution? Doesn't that mean print worse? In other words, if, I don't know, but it seems like that's a backwards wording there. Disable quality reduction. Let's see, quality reduction. That means less quality, right? So if I disable less quality, that means better quality, right? So I unchecked the box there. And this was the result. The same exact STL file, printed with no little blobs. A very good print too, I might say, because I had adjusted the printer thoroughly for the settings. So yeah, very smooth, very precise 3D print. And no little blobs. So I guess what they say is true. When you go about trying to tackle troubleshooting, you want to start with the things that don't cost you any money first, okay? Like power, software, things like that. Okay, because a lot of times if you just notice something, it can make a big difference in your life. That's about all I got today. This is Mark with Mark's Home Hobbies. Have a great day 3D printing, and have a better one tomorrow when the job finishes. See ya.